Alright everyone, buckle up because what we are witnessing in the global auto industry right now is nothing short of a high-stakes drama, and it's got German engineering titans, think Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, Porsche, caught in a gut-wrenching transatlantic squeeze. If you have been eyeing a new German car, or you are just fascinated by the colossal chess game of international trade, you are going to want to hear this. We are talking about a sudden freezing of vehicle shipments to the United States, all triggered by a new wave of US import tariffs that landed like a meteor in early April 2025. This isn't just a minor speed bump, it's threatening to redraw the map for some of the world's most prestigious car brands. The normally precise world of German automakers is in a spin. These champions of luxury and performance are facing a serious challenge in the lucrative US market due to a significant escalation in US import tariffs, a hefty 25% levy on imported vehicles that kicked in around April 2025. This isn't just a line item in a trade document. It's an economic shockwave causing a tense standoff with far-reaching consequences. We'll delve into this unfolding crisis, examining how these German car giants are reacting, the whispers of European retaliation, and what it all means for consumers, workers, and the global economy. The alarm bells really started ringing as April 2025 progressed. What began as industry murmurs soon solidified into stark reports. The pipeline of new German cars to American shores was constricting. That 25% US import tariff was no longer a looming threat, but a present reality. The immediate fallout has been dramatic. Audi, known for its sophisticated design, reportedly hit the pause button, freezing imports and deliveries to the US of vehicles arriving after April 2nd. Dealers are now working through an estimated 2-month supply of existing inventory, but the future beyond that is clouded with uncertainty. It's not an isolated case. Audi's parent, the Volkswagen Group, which also steers Porsche and VW, is reportedly holding vehicles at US ports that arrived after April 3rd, scrambling to assess the full impact. This even affects their North American operation, with reports of VW suspending some vehicle shipments from its Mexican plants to the US if they don't meet strict local content rules under the USMCA. These are clear signals that the industry cannot simply absorb this tariff. If you are finding this breakdown insightful and want to help others understand what's going on with the auto market, please do hit that like button and share this video. It really helps get the word out. So how are these automotive titans responding to this suddenly turbulent environment? It's a flurry of damage control and urgent strategic recalculations. As mentioned, Audi's move to freeze imports is direct and significant, starting the clock on their US stock. Their reliance on importing many popular models, including sedans from Germany and key SUVs from Mexico, places them in a particularly vulnerable position with limited US-based manufacturing for many core US offerings. BMW is also making moves, reportedly adjusting prices on some models and even delaying new product launches in the US. These are internal warnings that these tariffs could severely impact earnings. While BMW's large South Carolina plant produces many popular SUVs, it still imports a significant number of other models from Europe. The Stuttgart-based luxury giant Mercedes-Benz is in a period of intense reevaluation. Like BMW, it has a substantial US plant in Alabama, primarily for SUVs, but many of its famed sedans and coupes are imported. The new tariff landscape is forcing a hard look at production plans and import volumes. Porsche appears to be holding its pricing steady for now. However, given their high-margin products, a sustained 25% tariff presents a massive challenge necessitating daily strategic assessments. The entire Volkswagen Group is feeling the pressure, assessing not just tariffs on German-built cars, but also on vehicles from their significant manufacturing footprint in Mexico. What does this turmoil mean for car buyers and the wider auto ecosystem? The initial indicators are concerning. While some automakers might absorb a portion of the costs short term, a sustained 25% levy will inevitably lead to higher prices, reduced availability and delays, and dealer distress. The entire automotive ecosystem from manufacturer to consumer is bracing for impact. This is a rapidly evolving story and the full repercussions are still unfolding. What are your initial thoughts on these developments? Are you concerned about how this might affect your next car purchase or the auto industry in general? Drop your comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. It's unlikely the European Union will passively accept these US tariffs, especially given the importance of its automotive sector. Reports suggest the EU is actively preparing a list of retaliatory tariffs on American goods. This classic trade dispute tactic would target iconic US products, potentially items like bourbon, motorcycles, agriculture goods, and even US-built cars heading to Europe to apply maximum pressure. The value of such a retaliation package could be substantial. German officials are undoubtedly in crisis mode, caught between a desire not to back down and the severe economic risks of an escalating trade war. Key government figures are likely emphasizing strategic adjustments while trying to avert devastating impacts on industry and employment. A trade dispute of this scale has potential for wide-ranging damage. The German economy heavily relies on auto exports, especially to the US. A significant disruption here could noticeably dent Germany's GDP, as past economic studies have warned. Globalized auto supply chains are incredibly complex. Tariffs throw a massive wrench into these networks, forcing costly adjustments. While intended to protect US interests, tariffs can have unintended consequences, potentially harming US workers in dealerships or at US plants of foreign automakers if the business environment destabilizes. Retaliatory EU tariffs would also directly hit American automakers exporting to Europe. Beyond economics, a full-blown trade war risks damaging the broader US-EU relationship at a time when global cooperation is crucial. As of late May 2025, German automakers are in a reactive holding pattern, adapting as best they can. Volkswagen Group is managing shipments carefully. BMW is adjusting prices and launches. Mercedes-Benz is reviewing its global strategy despite US production. Audi's US imports are largely frozen. Porsche is monitoring daily. The coming weeks and months will be critical. Will negotiations ease the tensions, or will threats of further tariffs and retaliation escalate the situation? If it's the latter, the long-standing economic rationale for German automakers in the US could face an existential crisis, with jobs, dealerships, and economic stability hanging in the balance. This is less about politics for these companies now, and more about stark economic realities. So there you have it, a snapshot of a truly defining moment. These iconic German brands are now grappling with a trade environment that has turned hostile almost overnight. Their current strategies reflect the gravity of the situation as they fight to protect decades of investment. For car buyers, industry workers, and anyone interested in the global economy, the near future promises to be a period of significant adaptation. Whether this crisis de-escalates or spirals further remains the crucial question. What's certain is that the rules of the automotive game have changed and the world is watching. Thanks so much for sticking with us through this important update. We hope it gave you a clear picture of what's happening. If you found this video valuable, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our future updates. Your support means the world. Thanks for watching.